When I first joined the RPA, known as the Radiant Professionals Alliance today, in 1998, I entered into my first classroom thinking that I knew quite a bit about hydronics. It only took about 15 minutes for me to realize that I knew actually very little about hydronics and that I had two choices. One was to either continue on with my ignorance and thinking that I was doing things correctly and in the best manners, or become a sponge and absorb as much knowledge as I could. I chose to become a sponge and entered into lots of different classes with the RPA. And it's because of my training with the RPA that I was able to carve out a niche in our own local market and become well known for doing the job correctly and satisfying the customer's needs, wants, and desires. So without that training, I would never have been able to attain a position where people sought us out for this type of work. I'd like you to join me back in the drafting room because I've got a job I want to show you, and then we'll go out on a field trip. We'll go to the actual job site. So here we are. This is the York Hospital project for snow melt. We're looking at 70,000 feet of tubing on 55,400 square feet of area. So you can imagine the first time somebody hands you a print like this, how intimidating that can be. Each one of these small square boxes that you see is another loop. And this is the helipad. That's where we're going to head in a few minutes. This is an ambulance parking area. And this is a bridge that goes out across. All in all, it was a really cool project, but I tell you what, why don't we head up there so we can see what this actually looks like. Well, this is it. This is where the rubber meets the road. As you can see behind me, this is the new helipad. There's 3 1/3 miles of tubing underneath this concrete. So imagine this, it's January, it's 6 degrees outside, it's snowing, the wind is blowing, and you're exposed to all that up here because there's no protection from the wind. On top of which, we've got an audience behind us because we're laying orange tubing down on this concrete deck that's underneath this poured concrete. And every now and then you would glance up and see 50, 60 faces on all the different floors watching what you're doing. So we brought 3 crews up here, and we basically had a bit of a competition between us to see how quickly we could put this together. So after that comes communication with everybody on the site. If you've never been on a commercial job site, best way to describe it is chaos, because you've got every possible trade working as quickly as they can to bring the project in on time. So after that comes testing, and then finally comes commissioning of the system, at which point it gets turned over to the York Hospital. And I'm kind of partial to this place because this is where I was born, and this is the town that I was raised in. I can state with complete certainty that without the RPA training that I received over the years, there is no way that I would have been comfortable tackling a job like the York Hospital snow melt job. So I would urge you to go to the RadiantProfessionalsAlliance.org website. I'm currently teaching fundamentals of radiant design through the RPA, and that's an entry-level course. If you've got some experience with hydronics, it's a great course to start off to give you a good solid foundation on which to build your radiant for heating and cooling. And also, there's a brand new certification course with the RPA. It's administered by ASSE, it's the American Society of Sanitary Engineers. It's the 19210 certification course for installers. So I would urge you to avail yourselves of these opportunities and carve out a niche in your own market like we have done here.